Hi, and welcome back. Chances are that if I've been working on you, we've talked about some therapy or exercises and stretches to do for your hip flexors. Why am I giving this to you? This is the most common issue that we deal with here in the office. And when I talk about low back pain, we often refer to low back pain as not having come from the low back, but actually comes from the abdominals as well as the hip flexors. So we're going to show you some very basic hip flexor exercises. You've got three basic hip flexors. You've got the psoas muscle, you've got the rectus femoris, you also have the iliacus, all play a part in your sitting routine. So what here I'm going to go through is a couple of very easy variations. The first variation we're going to go through is simply working out and activating the muscles. Hopefully if you've come in, we've been able to turn on those muscles. Now it's your turn, your homework, to go ahead and start to do some exercise with those hip flexors, and then we'll show you some stretch routines to help stretch those out, okay? So we're going to start with some hip flexor exercise just by simple knee raises. Just do 10 to 15 knee raises, both sides, each at the same, or one time each, both sides, right? 10 to 15 each side. That's going to get the hip flexors going, okay? Remember, your hip flexors, we have three of them, so we can't stretch each one out individually, but as a group, we're going to do a very deep lunge. As you do a deep lunge, we're not just going to go here. It's not we're not going to do any sort of exercises. We're not trying to activate anything. We're just trying to stretch them out. So we're going to do a deep lunge with we'll start with the left leg forward, right leg back, and simply just keep the torso straight. We don't want to do this. We want to keep the torso straight, bending the left knee as much as possible, and keeping that back leg straight so we accentuate all of the hip flexors here on the right hand side, going down as far as we can, holding it for about a good 4, 5, maybe even 10, 15 seconds at a time. When you're done with that, simply turn over, same thing. Right leg forward, right leg bent, torso up straight, left leg back. Accentuate the stretch. You should be feeling all the stretch in the front side of the left thigh here. Again, none of this, we want to do this so you feel all this. If you're truly stretching, you should feel this right now, okay? Now don't forget, we also need to do the insides as well too. So we're going to switch to the stance just wider than the shoulder width apart, of course. We go even a little bit wider here when we go from side to side. So bending left knee first, we're going to lean to the left. We're not doing this, we're keeping the torso up straight, leaning directly here. We should be feeling the stretch right along the inside of the adductors here. Same thing on the other side, we're going to stretch to the right, allowing the left leg to be straight, bending the right leg, not doing any of this bending forward. We want to keep the torso nice and straight, bending to the right, allowing this left leg to be nice and straight here again. So in the beginning, we talked about doing hip flexion exercises in the beginning to activate that. Before you start doing the side lunges, we recommend just doing some swings with the leg. You can grab onto a pole or a wall and doing some adduction exercises here, back and forth, just to kind of keep this going. It's always easy to stretch after you've always warmed them up. Again, in the beginning, before you're doing any sort of lunges, any sort of lunging stretches, activate the hip flexors by doing some knee raises. You can even assist it by pulling up this way. But again, step this way is just to do some simple marches here individually or one at a time, okay? So to cover it, hip activation. We're going to do some lunges, okay? Both sides. Again, if you can go down just like this, it's fine. If you want to go down further, that's fine too. And then we're going to talk about the adductors. Again, leg swings back and forth, and then go into a side lunge, just like so, both sides. If you feel the stretch, it should be on the side opposite of the bent knee. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, call me, text me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.